A catastrophic war in the Middle East could unleash an energy crisis unlike anything seen since the 1970s, warns IEA chief. The looming deadline for Iran and the aftermath of the Ukraine conflict have set the stage for a perfect storm. Can the world avoid the impending disaster? The Middle East, a region long plagued by conflict and instability, is once again on the brink of chaos. The IEA, an international authority on energy, has sounded the alarm on a potential war in Iran, which could have devastating consequences for global energy markets. Key players, including the US, China, and Russia, are watching closely, each with their own interests and agendas. What are the stakes, and how will this crisis unfold? According to the IEA chief, Fatih Birol, the energy crisis sparked by an Iran war would be worse than the 1970s oil shocks and the Ukraine war combined. The IEA is discussing further oil stock releases to mitigate the crisis. Over 40 Middle East energy assets have been severely damaged, and the situation is dire. What does this mean for the global economy, and how will countries respond to the crisis? Historically, the Middle East has been a powder keg, with conflicts often having far-reaching consequences for global energy markets. The 1970s oil shocks, the Gulf War, and the Arab Spring are all precedents for the current crisis. What can we learn from these events, and how can we apply those lessons to the present situation? Will the international community be able to come together to prevent a catastrophe, or will national interests prevail? The IEA has advised citizens to work from home, drive slower, and avoid using gas cookers to conserve energy. These measures, while drastic, may be necessary to mitigate the crisis. The economic and humanitarian implications of the crisis are far-reaching, with potential shortages, price spikes, and social unrest. How will governments and individuals respond to the challenge, and what will be the human cost of the crisis? The global implications of the crisis are profound. The US, China, and Russia will likely jockey for position, with each trying to protect their interests and influence in the region. The crisis could also have a profound impact on global markets, with potential shortages and price spikes. How will the international community respond, and what will be the long-term consequences of the crisis? But here's what most coverage won't tell you. The crisis is not just about energy, it's about geopolitics and the balance of power in the region. The real calculation happening behind closed doors is about who will emerge as the dominant player in the Middle East, and how the crisis will reshape the global landscape. What are the uncomfortable truths, and what are the strategic calculations that are being made? If the crisis escalates, we can expect a significant spike in oil prices, potential shortages, and social unrest. Within the next 6 to 12 months, we may see a new balance of power emerge in the Middle East, with the US, China, and Russia vying for influence. Alternatively, the international community may come together to prevent a catastrophe and find a diplomatic solution to the crisis. What will be the outcome, and how will the world respond to the challenge? The Middle East crisis is a complex, multifaceted issue with far-reaching implications for global energy markets and regional stability. What do you think will be the outcome of the crisis? Will the international community be able to come together to prevent a catastrophe, or will national interests prevail? Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis and updates on the crisis, and join the conversation in the comments below.